bit of mischief. Anyway, I've actually been a busy little Vegemite this morning. I'm so proud of myself. Always nice to celebrate. I've put together a 20-page presentation, my third presentation on PowerPoint. And so I'm going to share that. Look at you go, Ellie. So Ellie knows what my tech challenges are like. So for me to even be having a go is huge. And Ben's in bed, so I had no one here to help me. This is all me. It's not as perhaps as razzle dazzle it could be, but I'll get there over time. So we've got Priestess Alessandra Moon over to the left, Kerry over to the right, probably different on your screen. Kelly and Deborah are going to be talking about the oils today. Shall we just begin? If I get interrupted, it'll be because people come in and I've got to let them in. Okay, so I'm going to, no, I won't do that first. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm so excited I've learned how to do this. This is just amazing. It's the little things that
makes all the difference. Makes all the difference.
Those celebrations are something we forget to do. Okay, so today we're going to have a look at frequency alignment, and I've called it essentially elevated, and we're having a focused look at the essential oils. It's a little bit of a kick back, get yourself coffee, make yourself comfortable, a little bit of a trip down memory lane, introducing how I came across you lovely ladies to begin with. And then I'm going to pass over to Callie and Debs for them to explain. So frequency. Frequency is our lifeblood. It helps us communicate with our higher self and step out of the limitation of programming, making better choices, better life choices. Be good if I could read, wouldn't it? Making better life choices, shouldn't be a comma there, and thinking clearer. Frequency determines the overall health of our mind, body, and spirit, and we see an elevated frequency in both ourselves and others. We feel our frequency when it's elevated, and we certainly feel it when it's depleted. Okay, when our frequency is elevated, we feel better, we manifest more easily, and life just flows and synchronicities align. It's like the universe is talking to us, guiding our path to a higher, richer, more vibrant, more successful, and more rewarding essence of being. When our frequency is heightened and the truth of our soul talks to us and serendipitous moments just fall into place, we follow the nuggets of gold instead of the breadcrumbs and getting lost in the forest. Now, frequency can take many different forms. We've got hands-on or distant healing modalities like Reiki, Seikим, or even Tai Chi. Light therapy, infrared lights, Blu-ray green lights. Sound therapy, which could take the form of chanting, crystal bowl singing, Hertz music, tuning forks. Electromagnetic therapy and bioresonance therapy, for example, the Healy. Inner child healing and shadow work. So I'm a star complex trauma therapist, and I work with hypnotrance and altered states of consciousness. We could do it through body somatic yoga, or we could do it through water. And recently I happened upon this young lady, and she taught me something I didn't know. So I didn't know that oils were a form of frequency. I can't believe I didn't know that, but it's something I just hadn't put together. I just thought, I knew they made a difference to you. I knew they smelt nice, but I didn't realize how powerful they could be. So when I recently met Deb, I found it interesting. I noticed her straight away. I noticed her energy. I noticed her bubbliness. I noticed she knew her stuff. I noticed she was consistent and authentic. And I noticed that when she shared her knowledge, she didn't jump into ego trying to tell me that she knew more than I knew, even though she clearly did. I noticed her smile. It was consistent again and again. And I noticed her energy was contagious. I found myself enjoying watching her, and I wanted to be around her. That's what frequency does. Like, we want to be aligned with people who are elevated. I noticed that she was like a breath of fresh air, but I had this inner dialogue going on. And the inner dialogue was, please don't try and sell me anything, because I'm in lap, and it was really, really loud. And she didn't do that. It was really interesting. She spoke only from what oils could do. And then she dropped the word frequency, and it kind of stopped me in my tracks. So frequency was the word frequency was the word that opened the door for me. I didn't expect anyone to kind of read my soul, because I'm good at that. And I have many people in my life, as Ali will attest to, who are also amazing at that. But it kind of took me by surprise that a stranger could see it. And the word frequency was the word which gave me the key to unlock the door of an amplification of healing that I never anticipated. The word frequency helped me to see the power of oils as an amplification healing tool too, not just a pretty smell. And I hadn't put that together. And then the synchronicity began to align. So it's probably a bit of a shock for you guys seeing yourself in big pictures on the screen. And then Debs introduced me to Callie, and I began talking with Callie and discovered that she also had a wealth of knowledge like Debs. And she introduced me to the oil Melissa and suggested I take up the 21-day challenge. Now, my lat kicked in straight again, and I'm like, no, I'm not ingesting any oils. I can't take supplements because they have a really dramatic effect on my body. And she didn't try to talk me into it. She just said to me, why don't you pendulum test? And so she gave my power back to me, and I pendulum tested it, and the oil said, no, it's fine for you to take. And I'm like, oh, what's going on here? So then I began my journey with Melissa, and the magic began to unravel. So Melissa is an essential oil that brings clarity of mind, and my journey with Melissa has been mind-blowingly powerful. So much so that Callie and I have created another whole YouTube on it that goes for a lot longer than this presentation, so I won't go down that rabbit hole. I'm good at rabbit holes. And I'm not being dramatic when I say that Melissa actually found me. I believe that I was aligned with Debs and Callie because I needed Melissa. I'm getting emotional now. All right. It found me right when I needed her, and she began to clear the clutter on some of the nonsense thoughts I had that were blocking my life. She led me into new portals of opportunity and a deeper connection with myself and my soul. And if you're interested in that video, please reach out. I'm happy to share it because it's kind of mind-blowing what happened with that. And so here we are now, sharing time and space as I introduce these two beautiful souls who are going to share their wisdom on doTerra's ancient oils. And we are going first to, hang on, oh, have I got this wrong? It's not Deb, it's Callie that's first. It hasn't changed. Okay, Callie, which one are you talking? I'll just jump up and down. Which one were you talking about first, John?
Very organic, Carney. Just, whatever happens is always the perfect thing.
Yeah, whichever you've got next. I'll follow your lead.
Isn't it great for people?
Cystus. Cystus is mine. So I will do Cystus.
And we'll finish on Frankensence. But isn't it interesting for people to see that, yeah, it is organic and I'm as capable of making mistakes as anybody else. Right, over to you, Debs.
Even spelling my name wrong.
Oh, have I really?
No, but that's okay. I do get that spelling quite a lot.
Okay, so what is it?
It's DEBOURAH.
Now, isn't that bizarre? All right, so I'll fix up my screenshots as you go, and you can talk. Because I was looking at that before.
And you know what? It doesn't matter because frequency and vibration, they all mean the same thing. So understanding also, because I'm a color psychologist as well. So that was what led me into the oils, was my color psychology, because color is frequency. And when I understood about how the fitting between the color and the essential oils was a perfect match, that's what led me onto this path with essential oils. And I haven't looked back ever since. So starting with our frequencies, just understand this if you're taking notes. A healthy human body vibrates at 62 to 78 megahertz. An unhealthy human body vibrates at 59 megahertz. A dying human body vibrates at 20 to 25 megahertz. Now, here's the gift of essential oils. All essential oils are 52 to 320 megahertz. So no matter what oil you put on your body, you are going to lift the vibration, lift the frequency, so you're going to get healthy faster. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So the highest frequency, of course, is rose. Rose is 320 megahertz. Now, I'm not sure on the megahertz of the ancient oils because I'm only really just discovering and exploring them right now. And here they are. They're actually in a beautiful wooden box. Really lovely, because it's very important with your essential oils to keep them in a dark place. They do not like heat. And so we keep them in a nice dark place. You'll find they're also in dark bottles. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Cystus. So Cystus is, let me just grab it. So it's a show and tell. I've got to love this because I did have them in order and then they all fell out when I was doing the reel this morning. And so they're all out of order now. But that's okay. We're very organic and everything just works the way it's supposed to be. So they're only 5 ml bottles, which means they've only got about 80 drops in them. So they're very precious. But what I choose to do with mine and all of these oils as I go through them is I put a drop of each of these oils in like a rollerball bottle and I fill it up with fractionated coconut oil. And then that's my tonic for the day. And it's interesting. I even had this on my reel this morning. I woke up with a frozen shoulder and I immediately put my tonic of my ancient oils on it. And now I can move my arm and I don't have pain. So 30 seconds to hit your bloodstream with any pure essential oil. You know it's pure because it doesn't mark your clothes. If any essential oil is marking your clothes, it's not a pure essential oil. It's got something else in it. So think of them more like essences more than oils. We call them oils, but they're actually essences and they will evaporate, which is another reason why we keep them in dark places and keep their lids on nice and tight. So I hope that's been helpful on another level in an introduction of the essential oils. Now, looking at Cystus, I always want to show you that I have been doing these for 10 years. So I do remember a lot of stuff that maybe others don't. But I want you to know that you can be the expert too. We have tools that actually assist us to get this information. So you can actually do wellness consults with your clients and not even know much about oils yourself. And the reason why I show this in true transparency is to show that anyone can do this. If you have a love of people and you want to connect with their hearts and you want to help with their healing process, this is a way that you can do it. So I'm actually going to bring up my app, which is a subscription for $39.99 a month, but my goodness, so good. It's called Essential Emotions, and I'll send a screenshot so Carney can actually share that with you if you choose to go that path. But Cystus is all in this little app, and it tells us that this is from the emotional side, because I start emotional. Reason why? Everything starts with emotion first before it manifests physically. It's energy in motion. When energy is blocked, that's when we get physical manifestations of problems. So when we look at what Cystus is, it's the purified heart. And this is the actual understanding of Cystus. It comforts the brokenhearted and all who feel weighed down. Where's my Cystus? I've got to hold her while I'm actually doing this. Yes. I love to hold my oils. Because again, you put the vibration. Remember, when you're speaking, it's creative and it also goes into your oil as well. Everything about you is vibration. So we're wanting to put intention with this oil as well. So Cystus comforts the brokenhearted and all who feel weighed down by despair. Isn't that the planet right now? On a big scale. It seeks healing for deep emotional wounds that have previously been felt impossible to overcome. And sometimes we just feel like our trauma is just too much to deal with and we're never, ever going to deal with it. But Cystus actually helps us to deal with it. This oil's purpose is to connect individuals to the healing power of love. Love and peace are the highest frequencies on the planet. Peace is actually higher than love, because when you think about it, you can have love when you're at peace. So peace is the highest and love is the second highest. It teaches that love is more powerful than suffering, than betrayal, more powerful than darkness, and that it seeks to, that darkness seeks to extinguish hope. But hope is so important. And this is what these oils do. They give the body hope. It also awakens and prepares the heart for spiritual transformation. Cystus supports the divine creation of a new, purified, healed heart, overflowing with love, compassion towards oneself and others. Do you see why Cystus is a very special oil to start today's program with? Now, on a physical level, what does Cystus do? Well, I've actually got an ebook, and if you're interested in knowing more about these oils, like I said, I've given Carly the ebook so she can send you the ebook, and it will give you a lot more information as well. But Cystus is very good for the immune system. It's antimicrobial. It's good for the skin. It's good for anti-inflammatory, which has helped me with obviously my arm as well. It's antioxidant activity as well. And I know that you've got a slide here, but I can't read it. That's what Vanessa put together. But again, you'll have access to this PowerPoint, so it will actually give you more information as well. There is heaps to find out about this one particular oil, but I won't stay on Cystus. I'll move on to the next oil, which is very special, called Galbamum. So where's my Galbamum? Does anyone have any questions first on Cystus? All good? I can move on.
Say, first time I've actually ever heard about it. It's not an oil I've heard of before.
No.
But as soon as you said the word, I had this massive, like an empath response to kicking into the divine collective.
Yep. These oils truly, they will crack your heart open. They will just crack it open. And when you're open, you can receive. When you're closed, you can't receive. So here's our Galbamum. Okay. So again, Galbamum, just grab the information on Galbamum. So, and you'll find that all of these oils are all anti-tumoral. So, when you think of everything that's going on this planet right now, everybody's got some form or knows of some form without being not compliant. I don't need to mention the word, but you know what these oils are going to help with, including frankincense. And Kelly's going to elaborate more on frankincense, because frankincense is an amplifier, a DNA repair. So it amplifies everything. So imagine when you're putting a drop of each one of these ancient oils into this with the Frankie and the fractionated coconut oil, you've got an amazing tonic that is going to take you from where to go for anything that's going on in your body right now. So that's a good thing to remember. Now we've got Galbamum. I'm just going to look up Galbamum. Again, I'm using my app. So I'm not saying I'm the expert. I'm learning all the time too. So Galbamum, interesting enough, also like the Cystus, is anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antispasmodic, wound healing, and helps with stress release. So this is the oil of soul purification. Galbamum is a sacred oil which assists individuals in purifying and releasing soul sickness, heaviness, and pain. It invites them to relinquish their limiting beliefs and unconscious traditions and choose to be immersed in a new creation. This oil harnesses the earth's, and this is really powerful, it harnesses the earth's magnetism to draw out impurities and rebalance all energy centers, that's all your energy centers, all your chakras, within the individual. Powerful oil, this one. It immerses the soul in sacred earth element energy. It is spiritually prepares individuals to enter into sacred spaces and receive profound inspiration from the divine. That's Galbamum. So you can see these oils in their own, like just on their own, they're very special. But when you magnify them and put them all together, and I don't know if anyone knows much about synergy, where 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 3, because they are frequencies and vibrations, they magnify each other. So you're putting 6 oils in a bottle with fractionated coconut oil. So you've got like a vibration of 160. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just going to amplify. So, and it takes 30 seconds to hit your bloodstream. So within 30 seconds, you'll start to feel shifts. So that's our Galbamum. And I'm going to go now into, because I'm not even sure how long this PowerPoint's supposed to take, but I thought I would go into not too long, because I can talk forever. That's just part of me. I just start talking. I just can't stop. Okay, so now we're going to go into Hyssop. And that's only a little baby bottle. So that's how precious this baby is. It's only a 2.5 ml. So it's like half of the 5 ml bottle. So very precious. But when you hear what Hyssop does, you'll understand how precious this baby is. So again, the key benefits, the health benefits physically of Hyssop is the immune system. So it stimulates the immune system and increases white blood cells. Interesting, right? It's great for respiratory health. It alleviates respiratory issues such as coughs and bronchitis and asthma. It's antimicrobial. So again, it's got those, it helps with wounds and skin and that kind of thing. Anti-inflammatory again, so obviously pain, and antioxidant activity as well. So it's going to protect against oxidation stress and cell damage. The oil is called the oil of spiritual preparation. Do you see why this is like a phenomenal oil? Hyssop is a holy plant integral to many cultures and spiritual rituals. It is used for cleansing and sanctifying individuals before they engage in sacred practices. It reassures those who have weighed down by guilt and that are neither defined nor condemned by their mistakes and failures. It speaks to the desperate desire to be redeemed and teaches that they are not lost. There is always a reason to hope. It helps them realize their pain, prepared them for deeper learning, and their broken hearts created a conduit for divine connection. Hyssop walks individuals through the veil in their minds, maintaining their separation from the divine. It invites them to relinquish the shame pressing on their souls so that they can come to know the unconditional love of the divine and complete their journey. Isn't that beautiful? That's our Hyssop. So that's my 3. I can tell you a bit more about this app later on, if you like, in the experience that I had in going deeper. This is like I call a counselor in a pocket. So, you know, if you want to be your own counselor, which I always recommend everyone to be, because you're the one that has the answers, you just need the right questions to bring them to the fore. And this app actually helps you to do that. So I can do that a bit more afterwards if you like, Carney. I don't want to take over too much. I want to leave Kelly some space.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dal. Really appreciate that. Very insightful. Which one did you want to start with, Kelly?
Whichever's on the presentation would be good.
I've got common myrtle next, then myrrh, and then frankincense.
Okay, wonderful. I haven't got the bottles to show and tell, so Deb's going to hold them up for me. I move around a lot, so I don't like to keep my oils in the hot car because the oils don't like hot. It's not good for them. They like cool and dark and lids on tight, because if the lids are loose, they evaporate, and we do not want that. So I don't always have the oils on me. So look to Deb for holding it up. So common myrtle belongs to the eucalyptus family. Eucalyptus is a botanical umbrella term, and there's actually 3,000 species. And under eucalyptus, there's a family called common myrtle. So you would have heard of lemon myrtle as Aussies, and there's aniseed myrtles, and there's hundreds of different types of myrtles, of which one is common myrtle. And common myrtle actually comes from Africa. So myrtles, eucalyptus, we know are very good as antiviral, antiseptic, this kind of thing. And you use it for purification and cleansing. Common myrtle is said to have been present at the Garden of Eden. It's a biblical oil. It's ancient. It really does belong in the ancient collection. The Egyptians talk about it. The Chinese talk about it. So Deb has told you about the Emotional Oils app. The resource I'm wanting to you to is Adam Barrelay's YouTube channel called Crystal Connections. He, on all the single oils, he talks about how it helps from the mind, from the body, but really beautifully from the spirit. And what he says about common myrtle is it goes beyond the veil. It doesn't lift the veil. It's like it goes through the veil. And you know how you make moon water? With the common myrtle, you can make angel water. So it is an esoteric, of the myrtles, it's esoteric. Its frequency is to penetrate and clean. So when you're needing, so you know, if you scratch your skin and you need first aid and you reach for a tea tree belongs to it's in the eucalyptus family, how it cleans. If you get a spiritual wound, common myrtle is the one to be reaching for. Does that sort of make sense?
Yep.
So the Egyptians, common myrtle comes from a plant that starts off with white flowers and turns into black berries. So it's got the darkness and it's got the light. The common myrtle is coming from the leaf, and Adam explained it as that it goes through the life cycle of the light to the dark, to the seed, to the light, to the dark, to the seed. So it's got the life cycle. With the Chinese, you know, the what's it? I'm having a mind blank. You know, where it's the black circle and the white circle with the, what's that called?
Yin and yang. Yin and yang.
Yeah. So the white is the yin and the black is the yang, and it's the life cycle. And all colours are within the white and the dark. So common myrtle is your overall protection, healing of spiritual wounds, and your connections with the angels.
Beautiful.
Foundation piece.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yep. Sounds good. Myrrh.
Myrrh. So frankincense is called the king of oils, and myrrh would be his queen. So with Rose, she also gets called the queen. So there's, you know, we have different kingdoms. So I think these two are in competition. Rose, I think, is the ultimate queen, but Myrrh also has a throne. Cardamom is also a queen. She's the queen of spices. But for the Myrrh, she is a queen. And it is said, I just wanted to mention for common myrtle, she's the oil of beauty. So because she lifts the veil, and she's connected to Venus and Aphrodite and all of that. With myrrh, she's the opposite. Myrrh is coming from a tree and it's grounded and rooted into the earth. So common myrtle is air, myrrh is ground. So it's for the lower chakras. And myrrh is good for healing, all things putrefaction. Sometimes the words sometimes don't come easily. The putrefaction is when you're expelling, getting rid. So when you're wanting to shed old wounds, when you're wanting to heal past hurts, myrrh is the mum. She will come, she will give the TLC, she will do the soothing. And it's at the physical level, but it's also at the spiritual level. And when you go to Adam's video, he gives you the Greek mythology version of how myrrh comes to be. And it was from a very deep betrayal. And the person was turned into the myrrh tree, and what she offers us is deep healing, wounding, recovery. So when you team it with the other ancient oils, Deb, are you going to be talking about your arm later?
Yes.
I don't think that that would have happened without Myrrh being present.
Mm-hmm.
So she is the maternal energy that holds all the others together. She is the one that makes them sync.
So she's kind of the matriarch.
Yeah, that's a really, yeah, I would say yes. Yeah.
Mother Earth.
Families work better when mum's in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions on that? So I could just, what I don't want to do is read from the app, because you can read from the app. Deb has introduced the app and you can see the level of information there. And I don't want to just repeat Adam, because you also can go and see the videos. So part of the oily community is letting you know where the signposts are. Look, here. And then you can read and find out about all the oils at any level you want. You're not reliant on having a teacher, because we share the tools and you go on your own journey and you have everything, because this is how Deb and I have learned. We've done the reading, we've done the watching, but what's really powerful is we've had the experience. And once you've had the experience of what the oils can do for you, then you know. Because when you read, your mind knows, but when you feel it, your heart knows. So the way that the essential oils work are they're chemical messengers. So our biology is based on chemistry, which is where the frequency is coming from. So light is frequency, sound is frequency, touch is frequency, smell is frequency. And the most powerful receptors for frequency is the nose. So in our skin, depending on where you biopsy a certain amount of skin, the amount of receptors are different. So we know our back is far less sensitive than our fingertips. We know that our front of our thigh is far less sensitive than our lips. So in our most sensitive parts of the skin, there's about 3,000 receptors to receive the information of touch. The nose, 10,000 receptors. Out of all the things that are in our body to receive the frequency, our nose is the most acute. So putting the oils up our nose will register more deeply and more sensitively than any other route. Our nose is the receptor that can shift things instantly. So, you know, when an alarm's going and the sound makes you recoil, the smell has that instant chemistry flicking a switch, except it's at a deeper level. So oils are chemical messages and they shift things within 30 seconds, because that's how long it takes to go through the bloodstream. If you put it through the skin, if you put it up your nose, it's nanoseconds. It is the fastest route. So using them, you can sniff them out of the bottle, you can sniff them out of your hand, you can put them into a diffuser. If it goes up into the air, once the diffuser is off, that is up in the air for 2 hours. So you can present it to your body for a really long time. You can wear a necklace with a passive diffuser. If you put it on your skin, it's going to absorb and be within, depending on the frequency of the oil, how long it lasts. But if you put it on your clothes, it won't absorb, so it stays with you all day. So there's lots and lots of information to learn about how to use the oils, and the way you use them means they land differently. And there's tons of knowledge. And so Deb and I talk about that a lot as well. All right, shall we move on to the last oil?
Shall do.
So the king, all hail the king. Frankincense is an ancient oil. He's a biblical oil. We've probably all heard the story of the 3 wise men coming to visit Jesus with the gifts of frankincense, myrrh, and gold. The gift of frankincense, and people go, oh yeah, lovely, but why? Why is that a good gift? Frankincense, it was the gift of surviving your childhood from infectious diseases. So back in the day, no big pharma, no medicine. So the medicine was frankincense. And frankincense, modern science is showing, has the ability to repair DNA. It has the ability for cell regeneration. It has the ability to preserve and enhance health. Frankincense, because the oils are chemical messages, the way they traverse the body is through the air, through the bloodstream, through the lymph, through the hormones. They travel through our body in all different ways. And because the oils have frequency, they resonate with different parts of the body. So you know how we talk about organs, heart, liver, kidney, but organs is also music. So it's the frequency. So modern science would have us think of organs as soft tissue, but they're not. In ancient world, organs were the tuning of the body for harmonizing of the frequency. And each of the oils have a different frequency. Each of the organs have a unique frequency, and the oil will match to the organ. And that's why there's so many plants, because we have so many different, each of the cell and tissue types have their own specific frequency. And there's the concept of the doctrine of signatures, where the food that you eat matches the body part. So like a walnut is for the brain. The brain has 2 hemispheres and a hard shell. A walnut has 2 bits with a hard shell. It's brain food. Tomato, it is red and juicy and has 4 chambers. The heart, it's red, has 4 chambers and does blood flow. So the matching of the food frequency to the organ, same deal with the essential oils. We can match the essential oil to the organ. Now, here's the thing about frankincense. Frankincense, the organs will match to frankincense. Frankincense is the king. He has access to all body systems, all cells. When he arrives, all of them say, you may enter. With the other oils, it was like, oh, you're for me, over here, come over here, and everyone else, don't worry about me. But when that oil is teamed with frankincense, they like, the king is here, come in. Who are you with? You come as well. So he is an escort. And because we call him the magnifier, the amplifier, the escort. So whenever you're using your oils, if you team frankincense, it's that synergy and it will boost whoever he's accompanying. So frankincense is the king. So what I like to do is I have a bottle of fractionated coconut oil, and I will actually put 30 drops of frankincense into the fractionated coconut oil. So whenever I'm teaming frank and fractionated coconut oil with any other oil, he is present, because I just team him with everything always. I say I have a daily date with Frank. He's my boy, and I have to date him every single day. And that's how I do it. I put him in my frankincense coconut oil. So he's coming from a tree, which is for DoTerra's frankincense. We have a single oil of frankincense, but inside our bottle is 4 species. So each of the tree belongs to the same family, but their chemistry is slightly different. And doTerra's like, oh, this species is good. Oh, because with lavender, there's something like 300 species, and we have one species in our bottle of lavender. So when they were looking at frankincense, they're like, oh, this species is good. This species is good. What are we going to do? And I was like, we'll use all 4 species because we can't choose. We want a complete chemistry. So they are being sourced from Sudan, Ethiopia, Somaliland. Do you know the 4th one, Deb?
No, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, we don't have to know off the top of our head. We can look it up. So the doTerra's frankincense is pure and potent and medicine grade, to the point where it's recognised by the Therapeutics Goods Association, TGA. It is a medicine. It's medicine grade. And the science that's coming out about frankincense, big pharma is trying to suppress natural medicine. I think of plant medicine as the original medicine. It is the gift that was given to Jesus. That was the immunization of the day. So the science is now undeniable, unmistakable. Big pharma has lost their grip on frankincense, and he is a medicine, and he is registered because it's undeniable. So Frankie is your escort. He gets teamed with everything. He goes everywhere, and he has the capability to repair DNA and promote cell regeneration. And at that point, I'll stop because I can talk all day.
And it's basically saying, Kelly, too, that frankincense, if you were on a desert island, you can only take one essential oil with you, it would be this one.
Yeah.
Because it addresses everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because he's got the capability to go everywhere. He's the only oil that we know of today that has all access.
And it's like you said, Carney, too. Carney's also said the clear quartz is like frankincense. It is. And it's masculine energy, whereas your rose quartz is your feminine energy. That's like your myrrh.
The yin yang, the male, female, the front, back, the left, right, life is duality.
Mm-hmm.
And in frequency, things go in waves. The male, the female, the male, the female, the duality. Yep. You need both sides of the coin. To have just one part, you've left something out.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. All righty. Yours, Kelly. So, Kelly,
so will we open it up to questions, maybe?
Kelly was going to talk about the free frankincense opportunity first.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's right. I geek out on the oils and then forget the plot. So with the frankincense, doTerra wants us to have frank. doTerra is a heart-led company and knows what's good for us and wants us to have it. So get this, we can get a free bottle of frankincense in December, and this is the 10th time that they've made it available. Retail frankincense, doTerra's frankincense is
about 150 or something like that.
I think it's $158.
Yeah.
When you're a doTerra customer, you get 25% off. You get everything at wholesale. So frankincense is wholesale value is $118, and in December you can get him free. How generous is that? And it's by order size. If you make an order that's of a certain size, he gets given to you free. And so this is not going to mean anything, but it's 200 PV. And if you were ordering to fill your wish list up, or, you know, there's kits that are available at that order size, you can get, if you were to get, say, 2 kits, you would get 2 frankincense. And if you want 3, you can have 3 free ones. It's an unlimited offer. doTERRA is such a generous company. They know the power of frankincense and they want us to have it, and to make it affordable, they're offering it free in December. So, yeah, I would say absolutely everyone needs frankincense. Every man, every woman, every child, every baby, every single person, frankincense can protect and heal. And he's available this month free. So if you're wanting your own bottle of Frankie, I don't think we'll do that in this video call. It will be contact Arnie, Deb,
Yeah.
or we can do combined calls. Yeah, but this month is the month to bring frankincense into your life.
And the ancient oils really are only this month or till they're sold out. That they only come out once a year. And so we all stock up on them once a year.
Not even, Deb. They weren't available last year. I looked it up. It's been 3 years since they were last offered.
Oh, has it? Oh, well, I've still had, well, I was glad that they came up because I was running out. So, yeah.
And it's what stocks last. It's not for all of December. When it's sold out, that's it. It's gone, and we won't know. So it's not like frankincense. Frankincense is always available for $118. But every December he's available free with a large order size with the when they come up. And it was 3 years ago when we last saw them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, didn't you say you had to get them by a certain date to get them before Christmas too?
Oh, yeah. Go, Deb.
Oh, yeah. I think that was actually by the 9th. So we've kind of, we're very close to it. Yeah. Because it's the Australia Post, it's not doTERRA, it's the Australia Post really in getting everybody everything before the time. So
for the 9th, that's to guarantee delivery in
before Christmas.
If you're metropolitan, it will be more like the 10th or 11th. If you order after that date, they will still come, but it's just not before Christmas Day. So it will be after Christmas, or it should be before the new year. So that was for gift giving.
So, and that's just to cover them from a guarantee point of view.
How much is the ancient oils, Kelly? Do you remember?
That's the number, Deb.
276.
276, and it's actually 168 PV. So as Kelly was talking about PV, so if you add like a lemon or, a wild orange or something else, or you fractionate coconut oil, you'll need that. You'll get your free frankincense. Yeah.
And doTERRA sell the bottles too, Del?
Yes, they do. They sell the little roller balls as well.
Yeah. So one of the other things I found interesting was I've got a number of people in my group, because I'm running an Archangels Healing group at the moment, who would probably team together as a family and maybe buy a pack and then be able to divide it up. So you can do that with friends, you can do that with neighbors. What a great way of doing it, where, the people that you love in your life get to share the benefit of all of those 6 oils in the one bottle.
And possibly get another free frankincense, so there'll be 7 oils.
That you can then share as well.
Yeah, the frankincense that's in the ancient oils is 5 mils. The free frankincense is 15 mils. So I have a date with frankincense, and I go through 2 bottles of frankincense in a year.
And everybody should be having a drop of frankincense under their tongue every day, because these are edible oils. I wouldn't recommend the ancient oils being edible at all, but these ones are. This is the TGA approved one.
Yeah, they're food grade, medicinal grade. I wouldn't ingest another brand's, only doTERRA, because they're pure and potent. To get into the bottle, it goes through something like 120 tests before it's released to the market. And then they get randomly sampled by a third party testing for their purity and potency. And in the 12 years of trading, doTERRA has never failed a independent test ever. So they're food grade, they're medicinal grade. you can trust it in them. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can also use your pendulum to check whether it's going to be okay for you, because then you've got that, you know, like I know for me, when I did that, it was just instant confirmation. And it also it's a bit like your app. It gives you the empowerment and some tools to actually know that you've got it under control. You don't have to rely on someone else. Like, there's always people who can point you in the right direction. But, you know, a big part of this journey is learning to become, you know, your own medicinal healer. So, yeah.
And on frequency, and the oils work on frequency. So they're talking the same language. And the other thing is, if you were to get your own free Frankie, that comes with free membership, which means you get 25% off everything for a year. It's a bit like a Costco membership. You renew annually. So it gives you the free membership for a year, which gives you 25% off all products in the catalogue. And there's actually over 350 products, because we do oils, but self-care and all these other things. But one of the real values of a doTERRA membership is the oily community.
Yes.
So it's not enough to get your oils. You've got to know which oil, why, when, and all the signposting, so you can become an independent leader. So the things about Deb's team is our oily community is strong and dynamic. And I think, I know this might be a bit of self-promotion, but we're as valuable as the oils.
Well, we hold the frequency too.
Yeah.
That's it. But from a personal point of view, like, I've been with doTERRA for a long time, I've never received the level of assistance, help, support, wisdom, pure-heartedness that, you know, I've been with them for 8 years, but I've never, ever received the level of support that I gained from you guys. And the only challenge is that when I talk to you, I could talk for hours and hours and hours.
Same.
So I'm sorry about that, because it's just fascinating. You know, I find it very, very contagious. You know, there'll be one word that drops and then it'll be like, but what about this? And we're sitting there for another half an hour. And poor Debs and Kelly go, well, I'd really like to have some dinner now, Carney.
It's a journey. And it's interesting. I always say doTERRA isn't just essential oils. It's a personal development workshop wrapped up in essential oils. It's, like I said, it cracks your heart open. It's stuff that you don't even realize. Like, if you've been a yes person all your life, all of a sudden you'll experience what no feels like, but not in a way that feels uncomfortable. So be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable doing that. Oh my goodness, I never say that. Where did that come from? But your body needs balance. And all of us, particularly those in service, have been very much yes people. And so sometimes we do need a little bit more self-care and a bit more respect for ourselves in saying a little bit of no, but we don't want to be unkind. But this is a way of being in your power and not being unkind. And it's not even received as unkind. It's a whole different energy source, because remember, we're talking vibrations and frequencies. So that vibration that's coming through you is not perceived as a threat to the person who's receiving it.
Yeah. Look, I know I had a situation after my journey with Melissa, and normally I would have gone down a downhill spiral, but I actually looked at the situation and just found it so funny. And I knew straight away that it was Melissa that was giving me the clarity to see through the shadows of what was being presented to me. And I'm just like, oh man, you're just not being honest with me here. And I'm not going to buy into this game. Yeah, so fascinating. Yeah.
She is the oil of light.
Oh, wow. Yeah. She's like the owl energy to me. Like, she just sees through the shadows of what's being presented to absolute blunt truth. You were going to talk also about your shoulder as well too. Are you able to share that?
Absolutely. I took some notes, but you know what? I'm going to use the app again, because it was the app that I did the self-help on. So I went back into my Essential Emotions Plus app, and I looked at body parts, because a lot of times we don't even think of what is our body trying to tell us. So I went into body part, and of course it was my arm. So I looked up arm, and interesting enough, arms mean, just while that boots up, I thought this was very interesting because, you know, sometimes you need to read something that goes aha in your brain, right? But arms are unprocessed sadness, grief or loss, unable to comfort or nurture others, struggling to hold on to what matters most, feeling defensive or incapable of defending myself, worrying about getting needs met, weakened sense of self, desire for independence and autonomy. So that was very interesting. I thought, wow, I never took it to that aspect. And the emotions were sad, grieving, comforted, nurtured, lost, defensive, vulnerable, weak, independent, creative, connection. There's always a positive and negative. So don't always just think it's always negative, because we have both. Connection, cooperative, lonely, dysregulated, which also means reactive, cooperative, hardened, self-worth, insecure, anxious, and scared. And it was interesting because it's also what side of the body that is. And so I went for, it's actually on my left side, and the left side, and then you go front or back. So this app actually helps you to clarify, exactly pinpoint where the actual message is coming from. That's powerful, right? So it was the left side, front, back, and that's actually around, as we know, the left side is around our receiving and our feminine energy. All right. It's also linked to our past. So when I had to look deeper, I had to say, okay, are my physical, emotional needs being met? Is there an area of my life where I'm feeling helpless? And when you ask these questions to yourself, your brain starts thinking. It's like you don't think about it until you actually read the questions. And then all of a sudden the answers start coming, and they come from the most unusual sources. So this is actually, is there something or someone that I'm struggling to control? Again, arms, is my self-worth attached to my strength or productivity? Do I feel capable of helping others and doing good? Is there someone I need to reach out to? What creative potential lies dormant in me? Now that really sang out. What creative talent lies within me that's dormant? And I never even put that in. I went, well, I have no idea. And that's when I started working with the ancient oils, because they actually unlock the hidden aspects of what is going on. So sometimes even when you ask these questions, you just go, I'm not sure. I wouldn't even know how to address that. When you start using the oils, that's the treatment. So this is about stirring up the information and getting the body to start to release information to you. But the oils are the ones that actually treat or allow you to let go, release. Not even if you don't have an answer, it can just release. And when we create the space, then something else can come into the space. So this opens up our receptive energy. So as I went through this, am I able to access the closeness and connection I desire? What do I feel I've lost? And am I ready to beginning to let it go? If I won't go into a big story, but I have had exactly a lot of these things happening in my life in the last 2 years. And so this particular arm has been acting up on and off for 2 years. And now I've started to work out the pattern as to when did this really start and what is the underlying thing, which for me was self-sacrificing. And I never got that. I mean, I love doing things for people. I love helping people. I love supporting people, but I'm making it at the cost of myself. So I've started pulling that back now. And by using the ancient oils, I've actually started going, that's it. This is time for me now. I want to do win-win. If it actually benefits me as well as you, then I think that's a win-win for both of us. Instead of actually holding on to giving away all aspects of myself that I have nothing left. Does that make sense?
Can I just share a little bit at that point too?
Absolutely.
It's kind of fascinating. Deb and I spoke last night, and because I know Deb works with color therapy and aurosoma, I said to her, I don't know why it is, but as I'm listening to you talk, I keep seeing a pink aurosoma bottle with pink down the bottom and white up the top. What is this all about? Like, what's that bottle mean? And I've got Orosoma cards, but I didn't know what it meant. And she said, oh, it's the card of self-sacrifice. And I'm like, oh, so we're working through martyrdom here. This is you know, this is the essence of, I will give up my power in order to see you happy. I'm prepared to be the mat that you walk all over so that you're happier and it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. And that was just really interesting, because part of my work I've been doing is transitioning from being in servitude to being in service. And I know that it's the oils that I've been working with that's opened up that intuition more, that's brought people that are frequently aligned with me, that's brought into my life. And we spoke about mirrors as well too. So it was just fascinating to have that kind of mirroring going on, and just to be able to ask a question and have, oh, here's Amelia, and have, you know, Debs be able to say, well, yeah, that's what this means. So that was fascinating as well too. And I've found since I've spoken to Deb, since I've spoken to Kelly, I have had every single conversation I have, there is some kind of a synchronistic alignment there that, you know, just leaves me being gobsmacked. But that's because, you know, you guys are on my wavelength. So there's going to be that, you know, that reflection coming back at me. So, yeah, so bless you. I really appreciate that, because it was a wonderful validation and clarification for me yesterday. And I know there'll be other people here and certainly people watching it later who will absolutely understand that as well too. Yeah. Fascinating.
Excellent. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like a little bit more confirmation or clarity, or even something that's come up for them during this particular session? All good? Did you enjoy it? Did you find it of value?
Yes, thanks.
Wonderful, Kerry. It's lovely to meet you.
Yep. Next time there'll be games, Kerry, I promise.
You're probably
Just
wondering what
know
you're talking about.
these oils are amazing. They just take you on a journey. I mean, that's what life is. It's a journey. And it's just actually getting on there and just being in the now moment and being authentic and just seeing what cracks open. It's just phenomenal, the journey you're about to go on.
Absolutely. And that was the other thing too, Deb. I know from the moment I spoke to you, I said to you, I want those ancient oils. I had no idea what any of them were about other than frankincense and myrrh. They're the only two I've ever worked with. But as I've listened to the two of you share your wisdom, it's been mind-blowing to me, because the work I do is looking at people's hidden realms. And so, you know, I've looked at it and gone, oh, no wonder these oils called to my soul. Like they're so meant to be in my toolkit. Yeah. Yeah,
and you know, I could actually, because I know Kelly did talk on common myrtle, but just the emotional part of myrtle is really interesting. So I'm just, if I've got time, can I share what that is, like from the app? So I'm just going to look up myrtle now. And it's actually the oil of, let's bring it up. Probably should have brought it up earlier. Actually, if I don't do it there, I have it in my notes.
Just while you're finding that, Deb.
Yes, darling.
The way I think about the oils is, you know, if you have a cup of coffee and at the bottom you have the coffee dregs, that's the emotions that can be harbored in the body when we don't process them.
Exactly.
So want to get rid of those coffee grounds. If you turn the cup upside down, it doesn't go out, right? It's still there. If you fill the cup up with water and then empty it, the grounds are still there. What the oil does is stirs it up, puts it into the water, and then when you empty the cup, the emotions are released. To me, the essential oils is the teaspoon that finds the residue, gets it moving, and then the body is able to release
it.
So it's weird,
Yeah.
but I think of essential oils, because it's like essential oils are chemical messages. And I was like, no, they're teaspoons.
Yeah. That's fascinating to me, Kelly.
They
I actually had, that's fascinating to me because I've got an intention spoon that I literally, when I'm setting an intention, I stir things up to create, to put my intention into the water. So that's kind of fascinating as well.
And not with the oil that of the emotion that you're. You might need a series of spoons. So you anoint the spoon, and is it a real spoon or a spoon?
It's a real spoon. Yeah, it's a real spoon. It's a spoon with a crystal woven onto it. So yeah.
That's amazing.
It's got its own little pouch, and I literally pull it out and use it. Yeah.
Following challenging periods of life. It helps individuals gain greater perspective, embrace their innate resilience, and rejoice in deep gratitude for all of the challenges that they have been called to overcome. It teaches them that their trials were prerequisites for their breakthrough. So the catalyst for their breakthroughs. It aids them in, that's it. I can't even say it today. Isn't it funny? Sometimes you get really tongue-tied. It aids them in transitioning from victim to victory, anger to love, suffering to healing. And this oil reminds them that all things will work together for their good, and what they've lost will be restored in time. So myrtle, common myrtle, helps individuals often as a result of their refinement and moving forward with greater compassion, understanding, and faith. So I just thought that would just be a beautiful oil to kind of wrap everything up on as well. What do you think?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I just noticed that Kerry has put in about the oil. Should we just quickly run through the comments and see if there's any questions? I haven't looked at them. So, Carney, if you read out the message and then Deb and I can maybe answer if there's questions.
I love the work together so well as a team. Look at that. All right. So I won't. So do you want me to read? So Deb's got Myrrh is nurture, Myrtle is progression, Cystus is a purified heart, Galbamum is soul purification, Hyssop is spiritual preparation, Frankincense is the oil of truth. And then she's got some information about the healing body, healthy healing bodies from 62 to 78 megahertz. Unhealthy human body is 959 megahertz. I'm doing a bit of dyslexia there. Dying human body from 20 to 25 megahertz. I mentioned about the crystal clear amplifier. Essential oils move from vibrate from 52 to 320 megahertz. Ellie is saying Carney's signing me up this week, so that's pretty exciting.
Congratulations.
You love, yeah, you love Ellie.
Welcome to our oily family.
And then Amelia said, what a wonderful analogy. I think that was about the coffee, Kelly. And then Kerry's written, I have oils from a different company. I have frankincense, but I've never used it. Oh, wow.
Deb.
Okay.
Never used it. Use it, Kelly.
Okay. Look, I don't know what brand it is. Do you have a diffuser?
Yes.
Okay, I would start diffusing it. I mean, at the very least, you could diffuse it. As oils get older, they lose their potency. So, you know, actually, that's the other thing about our oils. We've got a company called source2u.com. There's a barcode on our oils here. And you can go to source2u.com and put the barcode in, and you can actually track when this bottle was created, how it actually came to you right through the whole thing till it got to your door, which I think is phenomenal. That's how transparent doTERRA is. And doTERRA means gift of the earth. So that's why they're through the TGA registered as medicines. I can't speak to other brands. I wouldn't personally put them on your body or inside your body, another brand, I would only use doTERRA. So that's why I'm saying put it in your diffuser at the very least. So use it up because it's too precious to leave, and at least get it diffusing. Is it only frankincense you have? Do you have any other oils?
No, I've got quite a few others.
Okay, from a different company.
Yep.
So,
Okay,
Sorry?
is there any particular ones that you use a lot of, or that you particularly chose for any particular reason?
I bought the starter kit and then I bought different ones gradually because I'd follow the person and find out about the oils and say, oh, I like that. I use it mainly in the diffuser and on my skin, but I haven't used them for over 7 months.
Okay, and how old are they?
A few years old.
Okay, I wouldn't put them on your skin anymore.
No.
Only diffuser. And you can put up to, I put like 3 drops of each oil, so about 9 drops in a diffuser. So frankincense is going to amplify any oil you put with it. So I don't know what other oils you've got there. You might have lavender, peppermint.
Yep.
It sounds like a basic kit would be lavender, peppermint. I would put lavender, peppermint, and frankincense in. Lavender is a natural, is a plant collagen, interesting enough, which is why it's good for the skin. But it's also a natural sedative. It's also good for cuts, burns, stings, bites. But because
Do
they're
you have Valor at all?
What was it?
Valor.
Valor?
Valor
Valor is a
VALOR.
blend.
Yeah.
It's a blend. And if you look at the ingredients in Valor, do you know what the ingredients in Valor are?
Valor means bravery. We have a blend called Courage.
Yeah, we have Courage.
All right. Okay.
Well, actually, it's Brave. It's called Brave, and it's like your Valor.
Okay.
So, yeah, what I would do is if they're a blend, look at the ingredients in the blend, and you can make up your own blend.
All right.
But see, every time you buy a blend's more expensive than a single oil. So if you really like a particular blend, particularly from another company or whatever, just grab the ingredients and you can make up your own.
So I can tell you
that's why I haven't spoken much. I did tell Carney that I have purchased stuff from a different company.
That's fine, sweetie. We just wanted to, give you some education. You make your choice. I know the company you're speaking of. I used to be with Young Living as well. And I changed to doTERRA because I did the smell test, and I encourage you to do the same. I blindfolded myself and I just grabbed the oils, and I just took a whiff of them. I went, yep, that's lemon. And I put that on that side. And then I took, I love that lavender. Yeah, that's really nice. And remember I talked about frequency and vibration? It drew me into the bottle. So I put that one on that side. And then I grab another one and take a whiff and go, yeah, that's frankincense. Yep, all good. Oh, I love that lemon. That's really nice. I'll put that over there because I got the lemon, the lavender, the peppermint, and the frankincense of the same, like one of doTERRA and one of Young Living, and I just blindfolded myself. So I encourage you to do the same, and you will see the difference. And I use Pain Away in Young Living. No pain went away. But as soon as I use Ice Blue in doTERRA, no pain.
Deb, you won't see the difference. You'll smell the difference.
You'll smell the difference and you will feel the difference. Literally feel the difference.
This nose is so sensitive and it can tell, and you can trust in your own sense of smell.
But you've got to find out what's right for you.
Yeah.
And if I can add one thing, Kerry, I know you mentioned when we were talking the other day that your oils are behind your television. Get them away from there because that's not a safe place.
No, that's not good. No.
Yeah, you don't want all of those rays from the television affecting your oils. Put them in a dark space in a cupboard or somewhere.
Yeah.
Because they'll last longer.
Thank you. Okay.
And we've got a question of, sorry, it's been over it, but how many meals are in Chrissy's special pack? What's Chrissy's special pack?
Okay. She's talking about so what you're talking about, Amelia, is the ancient oil pack.
Ancient oil.
What Deb was talking about is that if there's a group of you, you can buy the pack, split it up, and put it into roller what are they called? Roller balls?
Roller balls.
Roller balls with fractionated coconut oil and 1 drop, and that will go a really long way then. And you then just divide it between how many people are buying the kit. Because I'm going to be using the oils throughout the Archangel presentation. So if you've got them yourself, it's going to amplify what's going down for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the only sort of question.
Am I right, Amelia?
Yes, that's from Amelia.
Yeah, is that what you meant?
And how many mils are in each bottle? In the ancient oils, there's 5 mils. So there's only about 80 drops. And the hyssop, though, is only 2.5 mils. It's so precious. So it's only 2.5 mils. So thanks. Okay. Yeah. So if you're going to go as a group, just get the whole system, and then get 6 roller balls or whatever it is, and just put whatever your drops are in there. Like, just do a section each. Someone be custodian of the whole pack, and you all get a drop each in your bottle with your fractionated coconut oil, and then use that, and then come back for your next lot. But you take a tally of how many drops you're taking or how many times you've gone back for a refill. That might be a nice way to split it, instead of actually just splitting the individual oils, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Because then it becomes quite cost effective as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So you could do it that way.
Yeah.
One of doTerra's mottos is a drop of oil in every home, and this makes that doable. It's really about just getting someone using it, not putting it behind the TV for 6 months. So
really thought I don't know why I put it there, but so I couldn't lose. I kept on misplacing them, and I thought, oh well, there'll be one place I won't.
Yeah, maybe in your medicine cupboard in your bathroom would be easier, because you're going to go there regularly. You'll see them, you'll use them, but they'll be safe.
But the other thing with the oily community is we get inspiration for each other. It was like, oh, I use this oil this way. And seeing and hearing the stories keeps them alive in use and learning, and they will not be forgotten. They will be in, because it's get the oils is step 1, but the important step is use them. And the oily community makes sure it gets used.
Yeah.
And then if you're getting the ancient oils and sharing them, you've got your own community and be used. They will be, and you want to use them up. The idea isn't to, like we say, oily collection, but the idea isn't to collect them. The idea is to use them.
I've used a lot of mine up, so
great.
There's a few that I've still got some.
Yeah.
What I sometimes do with mine too, Kerry, as they get really low in the bottle, I actually add the low bottles ones together. So I make like a little blend of my own, and I just drop that in the diffuser.
Thanks. I've got a lot of information from this morning, so thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming, Del. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Debs. So much information, just jam-packed information.
Fractionated coconut oil. Sorry, Amelia just asked, do you have a preference? Yes, fractionated coconut oil. The reason why we say fractionated coconut oil is because all the fatty acids are removed, and it doesn't mark your clothes. So it's just the oil that actually acts as conductor with the essential oil as a dilution.
Always will stay liquid, because you know how you use coconut
it doesn't go hard.
During certain parts of the year it will solidify and won't come out. So the fractionated will be liquid.
Sorry, Carney, to interrupt you then.
No. And I'm just going to say too, so one of the tips that I got from Deb watching one of her lives was she uses fractionated coconut oil as a cleanser of a nighttime with some of her blends. And I started doing that because I could not find a cleanser that worked for me. I was blown away by the difference. My skin, since using that and Blue Tansy and Melissa, I have rosacea, and it's cleared up beautifully. Yeah, so I'll keep going with that and take it internally. But I've been quite amazed by how quick that's been, because it's only been within two and a half weeks.
They're fast.
And how long have you had the rosacea?
Oh, only 8 years.
2 weeks. Wow. Wow. Power of oils.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
really are.
Absolutely. But had I not come across you two ladies and you been sharing your wisdom, I would never have known that. You know, it's not something I would have thought to try. So, and that's the power of the oily community too, is you get to see what other people are doing and, you know, give it a go.
Because you said you've had rosacea for 8 years, and earlier you said you've been with doTERRA for 8 years.
Interesting.
Yeah. No one
That
thought
is-
to say it to me back. Yeah.
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 All right.
That's why community is really important, and
Absolutely.
sharing information and ideas and things like that. So you grow and you expand. And like I say, it's a journey, and we journey together. We're always learning from each other.
And you also know then too, once you're in a community, you know, you develop that trust with people, so that if something does come up, you'll reach out to someone and say, hey, look, this is going on for me. Have you got any suggestions? You know, like it was very interesting yesterday. I had a splinter in my finger. I don't even know where it came from. I had this tiny little splinter, and I'm looking at it thinking, is it a splinter or is it a cut? It was just really painful. So I reached out to Deb and said, is there anything I can do? Now, I told her what oils I had, but she literally mentioned something I didn't have. And the minute she mentioned the oil and I heard the name of the oil, the splinter pulled out. Like, it was trippy. Really trippy. But it's the frequency alignment.
It is.
So it's like she sent me the energy of the oil. Yeah. There's about 4 people that have 4 responses.
So you need some oils for your shampoo. Okay, rosemary is brilliant. I've actually got a post that I did on hair and oils. I'll put it on my timeline so you can actually all get a look at that.
Yeah. But Deb was also talking, and I did speak to Ellie briefly about that, and that's a video for another day. But Deb was talking about yesterday about her hair regeneration through using a different product, MetaPower altogether. So maybe we'll do one on that at some other point, because she actually showed me her hair growth yesterday. So.
This is all new, and you can see it's all in different. So I'd never realized how thick, because I'm 64 years old. So, you know, I'm a senior, and I've got all this new hair growth, plus my hair's going darker again. Like I was fully gray, and now I'm pepper and salt again. So it's actually getting darker as I go. But you can see all this is all new hair growth. I don't have a fringe because my hair is actually one length. So this is all new. And I never realized how much I had actually thinned out until I started getting hair growth.
Yeah, yeah. And that's one of the things I was
and nails
to too.
And nails. That was the other thing, because I've never had nails, not natural nails. And that's part of the collagen and everything else helping. But yeah, that's a story. That's for another story. But yeah, Kelly and I have some amazing stories to share on MetaPower.
This has been fun.
It has.
I'd love to do it more.
Yeah, it's been so much fun. Thank you both so much. You are both just such wealths of wisdom, but also so generous with your knowledge. And I love being a part of your community. I can't put into enough words how grateful I am that you danced your way into my world, and that you dropped that word frequency, because that was the word I needed to hear. Yeah. So thank you muchly. I will let this configure, and I'll pop this into I'll get Ben to create it into a YouTube so that it can be shared. So if anyone wants the link, let me know.
Can I just say to Connie before you go, Amelia's just asked a question. She said she's got minimum oils at the moment. Would you guys recommend becoming a doTERRA supplier? Do you have a shop or something, Amelia? Well, I would say yes. and maybe we can catch up with Connie and do a 3-way call or something like that. So if anybody would like a little bit more specialized information, Connie, Kelly, and I. No, but I have a community here that absolutely.
Amelia and Ellie and I are friends as well. So if we were to chat with Amelia and Ellie too, that would probably be the better way to go.
All right. Well, maybe we could put a three-way call together or something on Messenger, or we can do another Zoom like this and just send it out like this.
Beautiful.
And we can do some personalized, maybe some wellness consults and things like that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll pull out the magic tools, hey?
Absolutely. We have so many.
Okay, beautiful.
If anybody wants a personalized wellness consult, just let us know.
Yeah, please do. Awesome.
Sorry
Alrighty.
to interrupt you again, Carney.
No.
Busy
No.
time.
I could see there was 4, but it got hidden somewhere. I couldn't find them.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Today has just been amazing. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Debs, for your time. Thank you, Ali, Amelia, and Kerry for turning up, and all of the people who are going to watch this afterwards. I am beyond excited to be embarking on this journey, because I just know that I've only dipped my toe in the water so far. And having listened to both Kelly's and Deb's story about their pain management, that's the next part of my journey that I'm looking forward to exploring. And so we'll pop something up on that too, Ellie, because that's the hair regrowth as well. So it's all combined in one. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for putting this together, Carney. That was so great.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
It's so lovely to meet you all.
Ciao.
And then there was 3.
I'm trying to work out how to stop it. Did I record?
I think